Boom. So what is happening, people? So today we are back on actually the Eno River. We're going to be fishing up the Flat River today. November the 21st. Water temps are about 48 to 50 degrees. We've had about 5 inches of rain. The rivers came way up and went back down pretty much. It's still up a couple of feet, but anyway, we're going to poke around here and we're going to see if we can catch us some crappie today. And I got these new ACC crappie sticks. I'll do a review on those later, being a different video, but looking forward. Just got these crappie stick rods yesterday in the mail, so looking forward to fishing with them today. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That supports us. Hey, and let's go catch a fish. A pretty good one right there. Come on in here. You like that old arky jig? Yeah, it's a pretty good old crappie. Boom. Now I'll tell you what I found right here. And there is a there's a huge stump under the water right here. So another good crappie right there. Good crappie. Come on around here where we can see you. Another good crappie. Boom. So what? Good crappie. Good crappie. So right where this tree is, and I'll turn the GoPro up so you can see. So right up under this tree, evidently at some point in time there was another tree that fell in here, and right under this boat, that tree comes up off the bottom of this river. The water is about 15, 16 feet deep, and it comes all the way up to about 6 feet. On the front side, on the current side, there's crappie stacked up against that. That's where I've just caught these 2 crappie. Now there's not a lot of fishermen in this particular area right here. And so on up the river is a lot of fishermen. So I like to find areas where people are not keeping the fish caught off of it. They seem to react. Now the crappie bite is slow, I will admit. So I'm having to take this 10-foot pole, just let it down into the strike zone and just hold it there real still, and boom, boom, I got a bite. So let's go up here and see if we can do that again. This morning, I'm gonna stick with this white jig. Pretty natural color in this water. That's that arky white jig. I've caught a couple of fish on that already this morning, so I'm gonna stick with that. We're gonna also use the spoon this morning. But one thing I want to point out, this is actually in the Flat River. If you come up here, is kind of how to read the water. So is if you'll pay attention, see how sharp the bank drops off on this side of the river? Well, this will be the deeper side. And you see how flat that side is. Well, that side tapers off, drops right off in the creek channel here. And all your shad will be on this deeper side. So it creates a bowl. It's a bowl in here, and then it gets flat on this side. Now notice shad some of the shad will be in 6 and 8 feet of water just to that side, and the crappie will be right in this bowl suspended. And it seems like they like this, still like this shadow line, even though this water's got down, well, it's actually 53 degrees up here. So that's probably why it's more crappie up here in this flat. But along this creek channel here is just lined with shad and crappies. Now this morning so far, I see some people catching crappie on minnows. They hadn't hit the jigs as aggressively as I would like them to, but We're gonna just work our way on up through here, and I want to take this LiveScope, and this is my opportunity to come down here and kind of learn how this creek channel runs up here for later on in the spring, later on in this winter. So hey guys, stay with us and let's go catch fish. So I'm gonna turn this trolling motor down. So there seems to be hanging around one particular stump. Let me see if I can find it. And I've got the hang. There's the stump. Maybe my hook will bend. Let's see. I think it come loose. Yeah. Now sometimes if you take your hook before you start, if you're gonna be fishing in a lot of stumps, and you take that hook, take your pliers, and you bend it out and back in once, kind of make it a little limber here. Sometimes you can get it to bend back out for you. All right, let's drop right back down here in front of this stump. Boom. I missed him. He knocked the stuffings out of that thing. Boom. Boom. Oh, good piece. Boom. Good. Now, since this is a 10-foot pole, when that crappie's out there, this'll help you. See where I got this pole? And I'm gonna just lift him right up. And this pole is plenty stiff to bring that crappie right back to me. Boom, another good crappie right there. Now these crappie are about 10 foot deep. This pole is 10 feet long. And so if I've got that jig right there, that is 10 feet. And I know, looking at this area, about where this brush is, right out in front of me, right here in this shadow spot. And so if I didn't have the LiveScope, then I would just, I would just probe along till I found it. Probably not casting, because you'd probably get hung up. So the vertical jigging is much better, so you won't get hung up. And let's see if we can pinpoint that one little spot right back out there in front of me. Boom. Another good crappie. Boy, he's eating that thing too. Another good crappie. Boom. Now right out here in front of this, we'll let that thing down right there. And I'm gonna just kind of hold it. I might twitch it just a little bit. And boom. Oh boy, he come up there and got it, but he didn't thump it like some of those others have been thumping it. Remember in the last video that I said always look for them trees that's hanging over the river? That's a perfect one. That provides shade almost all day to this water. That is always a good place in these rivers to fish. Boom, there he is. So I just sit there and hold that rod still. And you can see this is a good crappie right here, y'all. We might have to dip this bad boy. Well, he wasn't as big as I thought he was. But he's a good crappie. He's a good crappie. That's a good 10.5-inch crappie. Boom.
Must be in heaven. You haven't moved yet.
No, I went all the way up a pretty good way. I saw less fish up there than I did down here.
I told him, I said less fish.
Yeah, right through here, it's a lot of fish through and in the shade.
You catch a minute?
I just got back here. I caught a good one right here. Y'all good?
Yeah, all good.
I know you cold.
I think we were very close to the input-output. So.
Yeah, I saw the dog struggling. I thought y'all had a child with you. That's why I come on up here.
No, just somebody who would much rather be in the water than in the boat.
He's trying to find him a place to get to, ain't he?
Yeah, we're gonna pull out.
Okay, you got a couple of my shirt. Okay, yeah.
I got the camouflage one.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
She got one.
Okay.
Pink on it.
Nice.
Love your videos. I tell you, I've learned. I tell you what I like about it. And it worked. Man, with regular Lawrence fish finder, you know, old style.
Right.
Finding the school of shad.
Right.
Dropping that silver spoon down on there. I mean, it's just something about that action in that thing. I went out and bought after I seen it. You don't know if it's going to be white bass, a big crappie, or a big old bass. McGee's Mill, I caught the biggest bass out of there 2 weeks ago on that spoon.
Shoot.
Just seen them on my trolling motor depth finder.
Right.
And I knew they were right there. And I thought, man, that's some monsters around there. And so I jigged, and I could see my spoon.
Nice, yeah.
I could see it with my depth finder right there.
Yeah.
You know, it picks up easy, and I was able to pick that thing up and bounce it.
Kind of flutter it right in front of him.
And he couldn't.
He could stay right up there.
Stand and
yeah.
And 6-pound test line.
Oh,
You
geez.
talking fun? That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was a handful right there.
Now I keep those spoons, and I keep a couple of them.
And but you know, I kept 21 good ones.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so
Yeah. That's good.
But anyway.
We got, like I said, we got a mess of them, and had a good time anyway.
This has been an interesting end to the day. So as you could see in the video, I started towards those folks in the kayak, and there was a bunch of kayakers actually putting in here at the boat ramp, and I knew one of those kayaks had a child in it. The kayak turned over and the guy seemed to be struggling trying to get back in the kayak, so I kicked the trolling motor on high and started to him because I could see something else in the water struggling, and I thought they had a child with them. And as I started to him, as I got closer, I saw that it was a dog and he had a life jacket on the dog. So, but anyway, he got back in the kayak. Everything was okay, but they kind of got me a little unnerved there for a minute because I thought that the gentleman was struggling to get in the kayak and they had a child with them. Anyway, the water temps is 53 degrees, so needless to say, their day was cut short after he got soaking wet. He's, I'm sure he's a cold puppy. And actually got to meet someone who watches my videos on YouTube, and I got to meet them, and actually told me they actually purchased some t-shirts and hats from me. So had to appreciate that. And yeah, wild ending to the day. Y'all burn them up today? I think I kept 21. Yeah, I had to go through the little ones. You catch 3 little ones.